Hey everyone, Travis Mower's Gone Wild. We're out here in the garage. There is the subscriber build from where it started, and then we're going to see where we left off in part 2. If you haven't watched already, feel free to go ahead and go do that. Otherwise, stay tuned for part 3. Hope you guys are enjoying this build as much as I am. Hit that like button, give me a comment, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and just sit back and enjoy. Let's see where this thing goes. Alright, so tires are all mounted up, the hubs are back on, everything's tightened up there. Now I'm trying to figure out the seat. I got the 4 bolts back in on the fenders. I got decent clearance everywhere. There's definitely not a lot, but there's enough. That's in its stock position, so that's already looking really nice. So curious what we'll see in the front with the new tires. I'm going to attempt to take this old Craftsman seat, which... take that sticker right off there. If anything, I can make a wheel horse sticker, wild horse sticker, Mower's Gone Wild, something right there. I'm gonna attempt to take this whole bracket off and see if I can make the wheel horse one work. As much as I love the look of that tub, that's not going to be comfy. I want to be able to go trail riding and everything. So I'm going to take everything off, see if I could switch it over to this seat and have something a little bit more comfy. So let's see what happens. And if anyone was wondering, let's see exactly what's holding this thing on here. So this has, it looks like almost like a horseshoe style coil there that more or less is kind of its spring. There's 4 bolts here, then there's 4 through bolts there from the bottom that hold all this together. So again, I'm going to attempt to take all this off, take the ones off from here, and see if I can just switch them over to that seat since they're both 4 bolts. It's already slotted, so let's see what happens and what I can do to make this work. Alright, so they weren't exact how they were on there. Well, they're 5-inch on center here, and they are, let's see here, they are 7 inches center on here. So I gotta drill a new hole 2 inches more or less closer, and that way I can just go ahead and I can thread it into here, and then this will build a mount right up to the stock wheel horse seat mount, and then I'll still be able to have its original spring, make sure it clears everything, make sure there's enough room for the gas tank. So the seat obviously will not be stock, but at least the frame and everything else to it will. Again, just unfortunately, I love the look of this, but these little guys right here would not be very fun. I thought I could grind them off and I could always weld on them brackets, but then trying to change it in the future, and I don't know how much I would like the hard pan for a seat on my ass for the entire trail ride. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just go something a little bit more comfy and do it once, do it right. So we're gonna just kind of use what we have, because that's what I do here in the Mower's Gone Wild garage. I try not to buy a whole bunch of stuff if I don't have to. Again, I'm repurposing a lot of stuff off my Predator build just because it's not exactly what I wanted. I loved it at the time. It was one of my favorite builds, and now I'm about to have a new favorite build. So hope you guys are following along. Again, please hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and definitely hit that thumbs up. And if you would, just go ahead and give me a comment. Tell me what you think of this. Tell me a name idea. Tell me anything you like. Just say, hey, good job, because you, when you do that, help me keep getting this video to see more and more people, which helps Mowers Gone Wild grow, which will only in turn make sure I keep my mowers even wilder. If you can't see, there's the Water Boy, who's looking damn near just phenomenal. And then we even have Iron Angel here in the garage getting some work done as well. So again, these mowers are going to keep things wild around here this year in 2023. This is going to be one hell of a build for me, and I cannot wait to be out ripping on this thing. Blue on black's better than ever. So again, hit that subscribe, make sure you hit that like button, and just go give us a comment any video you watch. I don't care if it's repetitive, it's just thumbs up. Again, it just helps YouTube understand that you guys are enjoying it. So anything you can do to help would be greatly appreciated. And go check out my buddy Postal Redneck. I can't plug him enough. He's absolutely awesome. Go give him a like, subscribe. Go haze him a little bit if you want. He has all kinds of awesome videos out there on a little bit of everything. Absolutely loves the older Tahoes. If you are a budget person that has an old Tahoe, you want to know how to make it even better, go check him out. What's up, everyone? Travis Mowers Gone Wild. If you're wondering why we're outside, well, let's take a peek. Predator. Well, what was a Predator? Now that is becoming the subscriber build. So, I believe I want to use these tires for the front of the wheel horse build. I know I'm gonna have to make my own hubs and everything, but I think I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna take these off. I want to see what they would look like and what they'll give the stance of the subscriber build, the wheel horse, what it will look like. So again, I'm gonna pop these off real quick. I just wanted to give you guys an update of exactly what's going on, where everything's coming from, and what happened to Predator. So, well, if you wondered, here it is. It's still here in all its glory. Solid axle, everything's all there. All the custom built front end, everything's all there. The brake system, everything's, again, all there. All the steering's good to go, but again, it just was not holding up to what I wanted. Kept breaking down too much, just too many issues. And this year I just want something new. I want to go old school. Wanted a wheel horse. Matt's been going wheel horse. You know, we got Mike here now that's running the Sears Custom. So I wanted something a little bit dated that I could have fun with and enjoy getting the build. And man, am I loving the looks of it. So let's see what she'll look like with these tires near the front. So let's stay tuned. All right, so making more progress on the subscriber build wheel horse, the C81. So this is again what the stance is going to look like. I found some front hubs that I believe are going to work. I got them off gopowersports.com. So we're going to test them out. They should hopefully be here maybe this weekend. So no matter what, I'm thinking by next week I'll be able to get them on, test them, see what I need to do to get them to hold on. But they actually have bearings and everything that are replaceable that are going to be 3/4 inch that should be able to slide on there. So that way that's all good to go. Rear tires are all mounted, and then now I was thinking about changing the seat, but I think that seat goes perfectly with this look, and really a lot of me is thinking of leaving it all the same, just leaving it original, maybe putting some clear coat over it so that way it doesn't rust more or get damaged. But I really am kind of digging this look the more and more that I keep getting on it. So with that, I was going to try my Craftsman seat. I spent, probably 2-3 hours so far changing these right here to fit the Craftsman seat. Come to find out that I never actually measured and they're too narrow. Then I was gonna have to chop this up and make new slots, and I can do that. But then I was like, you know what, this is a sign that I'm supposed to just use that tub. So I'm gonna keep it the metal look. I might just try to clean this up a little bit, these nubs, and just try to ride with it like that. Otherwise, me and Mike were talking, I can make a small little upholstery section for right here. That way I can leave the rest of it all metal. But regardless, that tub's, I think, going to be here to stay. So it's getting farther and farther. Front wheels are off. I still need to clean up this spindle. For some reason, there's a little burr or something towards the end. I'm guessing that wheel must have been eating into it a little bit with the insert. So I just need to clean that up so I can get the back side of that rem insert out, so that way when I get the new hubs I can go ahead and get them put on. And then I believe here in just a minute I'm gonna probably get this motor in there and mounted in there very soon as well. So You guys keep watching along. Hope you guys are enjoying. Again, feel free to comment or hit that like button. And then if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe so that way you don't miss any of the videos when this thing's going to be out running and anything else that we put out. So thanks, guys. So the motor is actually bolted in now. I got a temporary belt. I need 1 inch bigger. That's an 84. I need an 85. Me and Matt were hoping to be able to run the same ones. Something with all the measurements, the motor should have been back about an inch. Not changing it. It's fine. Gonna run an 85 inch belt, so I'll have a 1 inch bigger belt than the water boy. So, but with that, I'm starting to work on the electrical because that's kind of the next step. Hubs are on its order from GoPowerSports.com. They got some great stuff. Always recommend if you're looking just for some aftermarket things. I got some hubs that are going to be 3/4 inch with bearings that are replaceable. That should slide on there. 4x4 pattern to mount up my rims and tires for the front of this. So with that, I also went on Amazon and I put the link in the description here. And I got me this for racing use only. I figured that's fitting. It claims that it's for boats and everything else, so I figured it must be able to be in the elements. So this will end up being the on, and then push button to start. And then I got one for headlights. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove this one. Matt gave me the idea, and I'm actually going to drill this a little bit bigger, and I should be able to fit my tether in there. So that way my tether that I keep on me will be all in this nice thing, and it's going to fit somewhere right about in there. I'm going to move this to just get that out of the way. I think I haven't quite decided if I want to do that or not. I can still get to the starting and everything else, but the way we're going to do that is I need a hole in this panel. So this is where the voltage regulator and everything is. Identification number for the mower, or should I say tractor for anyone, garden tractor. I always just say mower because we're mowers gone wild, so I just generalize. But with that though, I need to get a hole cut. So I did some measurements. I'm going to give me 4 1/4. This is 5 inches wide to begin with, and then I'm going to give me 2 inches side to side, which is about where I'm going to be inside on the 2 bolts here. So again, with that, I'm going to do this one. At first I was going to go down here, but I feel it's going to be too low. So I'm actually going to move it to where it's going to be almost in line with this, with everything in the back, and then drill the holes for the mounting of it itself. But it's really coming along. Then with that, I need to just start getting wires and everything else going. So stay tuned, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this build as much as I am. Cannot wait to show you this thing completed. Alright, so I made some progress. I got it bolted up. I end up drilling a 1/4 inch hole, so that way I can run some new bolts in there. So again, everything is getting mocked up. I just got to drill. I might be able to force it through now. We got to move just a tad bit, but I think she's gonna look just fine in there. So we'll show you what it ends up looking like when I get it in there, and then start figuring out the wiring. Okay, so I got it in there. So that will just flip it up. That will start it. That should be the headlights. And then eventually I'm gonna drill this out and we'll make that the tether. And I'll do how-to on that, at least for how to do it on the 670 Predator when the wiring ends up going. But first I just want to make sure that's gonna be a good placement for it. I'm happy with it. Cannot wait to hit that button and actually start hearing this thing run again. But let's just do, again, just in case you're seeing this or you want to see it again, that is starting to look really cool. Cannot wait to get the hubs and get them front tires so this thing can at least roll around. The right belt is coming on its way. This thing is just coming together, and then before you know it, I'm gonna have that electrical done. Have to make up my foot throttle, and we'll be able to give this thing a test run. So we're getting really close, guys. So I'm making some more progress. I actually have the gas line hooked up now. I hooked up the choke, so that way, like with Predator, I always had to put my hand there and pull this forward, but now look at that, I actually have a working choke. Again, I'm going to be doing a foot throttle, so don't need to hook that up yet. I have what's going to be the positive wire, so that's going to go from down there at the starter up to the battery. I cleaned up the ground wire so that way I can get that mounted, and then that's going to mount right here to the frame. And then for the 670, like I said, we're going with this panel here. So I have this wire that comes, let's see here. So both wires end up coming off the solenoid starter. Then when I push that button, it will click the motor on. And then from here, I have off the yellow that's from here. I need to still ground the green wire. Then this side will be to the battery, so when I flip that on, that will turn the carburetor plenum to more or less allow the fuel shut off to be able to turn on, so that way the motor and the carburetor will get gas. And then I still need to wire up the tether, but most of the basic electronics are all hooked up. Just a few grounds to be made. Still need to get the tether placed on my panel, but again, way farther than I was. It's getting somewhere. It's starting to look like an actual tractor. Cannot wait to start getting this thing in and hitting that start button and hearing this thing crank over. For now, this carburetor is going to stay. I don't have the extra funds right this minute to buy the kit that I want. I've actually decided I'm going to go to the single carb kit. I've had better success when I look up the reviews and everything on that one being just more or less the best. It doesn't stick out quite as far. To me, it's going to be way easier to keep in sync and to run the linkage and everything else. So I'm going to go with the bigger single carb instead of the dual like I was thinking. I'm really happy with it. Cannot wait to get that on there. And then I'm going to be making custom exhaust as well. And we will be going through all of that when that happens. So hopefully within the next week or so, this thing will be able to hit that button and hear this thing start up. So we're getting so close, guys. Cannot wait to show you guys, and I cannot wait to personally put that thing in gear and see what this thing will do. Travis here, Mowers Gone Wild. I'm out here in the garage working on the subscriber build, which is now dubbed and named the Wild Horse. With that, Postal Redneck, one of my really good friends, was over for my live today for TikTok, which we do live every single Tuesday, as of now, around 6:30 Eastern Time. He made this really cool artwork for me and brought it for me. He didn't tell me about it. He thought I'd hate it. I absolutely love it. So that thing is so cool. Again, he put our name in there, Mowers Gone Wild, and he drew all this up. That is going to go on the hood of this tractor, along with some of our biggest fans, which I'm going to give each one of them a quick shout out again. So we got Joseph. He's been phenomenal. He's in our Mowers Gone Wild Show and Tell Your Build, which is a Facebook group that's public. If you have mowers or you just love seeing anyone's mowers, feel free to go join that. We're about 2,000 or so strong now. With that, Mitchell Tree Mom, which is Mike's mom and Don's mom, they've been big supporters. She bought both of her sons shirt from Mowers Gone Wild. Anyone that buys merchandise off mowersgonewild.com gets their name on it as well, and that will continue to go. So if you decide you end up wanting to support, feel free. You can do that yourself, and you'll get your name on here. My cousin Ben, which I have not actually told him yet, but his name's going to go on here because he actually bought some merchandise for me as well off the store. So my cousin Ben's going to go on there, and definitely Postal Redneck for surprising me with that. Absolutely love it. And I'm actually going to get that printed out on a vinyl sticker, and I'm going to put that on the hood itself. I'm going to figure out the layout. So far with my subscribers, we have decided we're going to leave it this. I'm leaving that seat. Might end up adding a little cushion to it. I want to give it a little ride and figure it out.